Alright, let's check your truth bullets.
My truth bullets.
Go over the facts.
Okay. Due to the explosion, the victim's identity is unknown. They were, however, dead before the blast. The victim had been stabbed a single time with a knife, which went completely through the body. Didn't say they were killed by the knife. It just says that they were stabbed a single time with a knife.
You can scroll that down also.
They had also been stuck in the head with an object about as thick as a metal pipe. The body was covered with other wounds, but these were at least several days old. Okay. Of the people who, several other wounds. Struck in the head. Was Sayaka struck in the head?
She was stabbed.
She was stabbed, yes. She was stabbed, and she had several other wounds.
She had like a bruise on her wrist, was not the only other thing.
I'm just trying to think if her body would match that description of...
I don't think she had a Fenrir tattoo. I'll be
honest. Yeah, but... Okay.
But...
I don't think she had a tattoo. That's true. I'm just trying to think if my corpse body is suspicion is correct. Also, I guess it's okay. The explosion has burnt the upper half of the body beyond recognition. The upper half of the body remained on fire and had to be extinguished. Because of this, the upper half was soaking wet while the bottom half remained dry. Fake nails. Look at that. The body was wearing notably long fake nails. Tattoo on the right hand. A tattoo of a dog on the right of on the back of the right hand. Fragments. It should be noted that the bomb, which had been removed from Monokuma in the gym, had disappeared. There were bits of charred debris in the body. So, yes, okay, so somebody, did we take the bomb with us?
No, you left it on the floor there.
We left it on the floor, so somebody would have had to go grab the bomb and then put it on the body. Okay, so the body had to be planted. I do not think that this was a current murder. If the wounds were several days old... Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. So, somebody planted the body between 7:30 and 9. We went to go to the headmaster's office, and then... I don't know, dude. I don't know where we were. Sprinklers! The sprinklers are programmed to come on every morning at 7:30. And this time is impossible to change. As such, it can be assumed that the body has been in the garden before 7:30. It would have gotten wet. 7 a.m. Monokuma wakes to the morning... Makoto wakes to the morning announcement. 7:30. Makoto and Aoi, Hina, arrive at the dining hall. 7:30 to 9. Makoto meets the others in the gym, and together they head to the headmaster's room. 9 a.m., Toko is told to find the pickaxe in the garden where she discovers the body. This knife is my knife. I found near the body was the same knife that was used to stab it before the explosion. It is also the same knife that Togo had given for safekeeping, and the knife the masked assailant was holding when they attacked Makoto. Tarp. Okay. Tarp was hidden among the other items in the tool shed. It is important! The other one side was wet and filthy with mud and grime. The other side was completely clean and dry. Chicken coop!
Where's
There's
the
a freaking chicken missing. I have a witness. I call to the stand chicken number 5. The number of chickens in the coop has decreased from 5 to 4. Yasuhiro claims that there were, without a doubt, 5 chickens before nighttime last night, and yet, who eated the chicken? Yakuya stated that there was no corpse in the garden just after nighttime, so it can be assumed the murder must have taken place sometime after that. Yakuya said that Yasuhiro... I'm just reading all of this for my own benefit.
Yes. Yeah.
Corpse had a mask covering its head and a white jacket covering its body, but it wasn't wearing the jacket. Important to note, it was not wearing the jacket. It was just covering it. A knife had been thrust into the abdomen, and there were bloodstains around the wound. The body stopped bleeding, but the blood was still wet. It was noted, however, that there was no blood on the ground around the body. It looks like that was a stab in the back. The duct tape was used to close up the wound. Maybe. And again, okay. Mukuro Ikasaba, female known as the Ultimate Soldier. She became obsessed, blah, blah, blah. Japan, we already read this. Apparently, every member of Fenris gets a tattoo somewhere on their body to represent their membership in the group. Monokuma's account. Apparently, the killing game began with 16 participants, all students. It is assumed that Mukuro Ikasaba was the 16th student. It was assumed. Monokuma also revealed that the reason Kyoko wears gloves is to hide something she doesn't want anyone to see. We're going to have to get that girl to remove.
Show me your hands.
Show me your hands. I think somebody drew a funny picture on this corpse's hands. Oh my gosh. Did Kyoko kill this girl? I hope Kyoko didn't kill this girl. I think Kyoko might be guilty of something. Wood block decoration was found in Kyoko's room. It looks like it was actually to keep... Yeah, okay, there's shenanigans. Titanium arrows was found in the dojo locker. There appeared to be 10 in total. Bloody duct tape. I'm telling you, that was used to patch up a wound. Along with the arrows, there was also a wadded up ball of duct tape in the locker. The duct tape has traces of blood on it. It is assumed that it is related to the case, but nobody can imagine how. Kyoko's account. Kyoko used Monokuma's secret tool, which grants access to any room in the school, to sneak into the second floor of the dorms. This area seems to have no monitors or security cameras. Okay. Alright. So, when the attacker came into my room last night, tried to stab me, I think Kyoko come up behind, take the knife, freaking stab in the back. And that person, and I think that that's a possibility at least, is that person got stabbed in the back. And that's why the thing is over the body that way to make it look like it was stabbed in the front. Maybe. I don't know. Let's look at my presents.
Oh. You did unlock a new skill. You unlocked extraordinary.
Increase the focus gauge by 2. Effective during the class trial. Class 2 SP. Okay.
I think that's all you got, but... There's a lot of these, and I don't know how you would ever unlock them all.
Okay, let me... Hold on, I get it. I hate this.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides.
We don't really need to listen through this.
We don't.
I just always sort of feel like it's polite not to interrupt him.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll leave the rest up to you.
Well then, let's discuss the specifics of the victim. First, we need to clarify who exactly the unidentified victim is.
It's Kyoko. Explanation.
I love him. That's a himbo.
Kyoko's standing right there.
No, that's a ghost.
That's a ghost.
Uh-oh. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
But she has legs and stuff.
Well, that's just because she's like the latest evolution in ghost technology.
Yes.
Buddy, you're so
There's
stupid.
a limit to how much ridiculousness I can tolerate.
Okay. So I guess I prove that the corpse isn't Kyoko, right?
You have to do it.
Then let's compare Kyoko's traits to the traits of the dead body.
Her traits?
One important trait that Kyoko has that proves the body doesn't belong to her.
A gun! I'm talking about her gloves. They'll give us some insight into the mystery. I'm sure of it.
In that case, I think it would be helpful if someone explained why she actually wears those gloves.
And would you happen to know the answer?
In fact, Monokuma told me. Apparently you have scars on your hands you don't want anyone to see.
What a you loser! Can't believe you would be a shade, like...
Oh,
Good freak.
you know, now that I think about it, the corpse wasn't wearing any gloves, right?
Oh!
They probably just got burnt up in the explosion.
No.
I'm not convinced. The ghost is just trying to fool us all.
Hiro, baby. There's no way that corpse was Kyoko, because Kyoko
Is alive. But what if?
How? I can't prove why we're gonna be stuck here.
We have to do it.
So I have no choice but to.
We have to do it.
This is so stupid.
Listen, there's only 5 people left. We have to stretch it out.
Exploded body analysis. Fake nails. Ooh, I don't know what the right one is. Okay, y'all bear with me. This is gonna take.
There is just a ghost.
Impossible.
Okay, then prove it. Prove she's not a ghost.
The dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
They got burnt up in the explosion.
Then she was wearing gloves before the explosion.
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves. Because that corpse is absolutely Kyoko.
This entire discussion is idiotic.
This one's kind of obtuse, I think. If it's what I'm thinking of.
Is it? Okay. Also, I have to
Kyoko, there is just a ghost.
Circle to
fast
speed
forward.
up.
Okay, then prove it. Prove
I think it's fake nails.
The dead
Yeah.
body wasn't wearing
I
gloves.
think.
They got burnt up in the explosion.
I think that's right.
Then she was wearing gloves before the explosion.
Is it this next one, I think?
Yeah,
She must
that's
have
what I
been wearing gloves.
You did it!
Cool.
No, that's wrong.
That is incorrect, sir. Because her nails didn't get burnt up.
No, there's no way the corpse was wearing gloves. Whoever it was, they were wearing fake nails, remember? I imagine trying to wear gloves over nails
I just
like
noticed-
that would have been a pretty big pain.
That tattoo looks like it's rubbing off a little bit. Get some magic marker. I wonder if that'll pick up. Here,
Maybe.
get your mom comes up and licks her thumb, says, "Come here, you got something on your face."
Got some schmutz.
I hate that. I hate.
Besides, Kyoko wears gloves to hide her hands, right? It'd be pretty weird for someone who's self-conscious about their hands to wear fake nails, don't you think?
Jeez, man, you don't know women, huh? They're complicated like that.
If anyone doesn't know women, it's you.
Well, Kyoko, any thoughts?
I'm not dead.
These gloves were custom made to the size of my hands to make sure they don't interfere with my daily life. If I wore fake nails, the gloves wouldn't fit properly.
Then that's that. The dead body doesn't belong to Kyoko.
Which should have been obvious since she's standing right here.
Okay, so then, who's the real victim? First, we need to figure that out.
That's the first thing I said. You're the one who's been dragging us around in circles.
For anything, we have to identify the victim. Everything starts from there. Bum bum bum. I hate these. They're just tattoo on the right hand or exploded body analysis. It's one of those two.
If Kyoko really is still alive,
She is.
who died?
There's gotta be some way to figure it out. I don't think so. The face was scorched beyond recognition. And there wasn't any description in the Monokuma file. Well, if we can't identify the body...
I think it's that.
Then there's nothing else we can do,
Okay,
right?
cool.
Yeah, that's the last.
I'm gonna just, for my
It
own.
really is still
Just listen to it once every time.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
The face was... And there wasn't any description in the Monokuma file. Well, if we can't identify the...
We can't identify the body. These people act like I'm stupid, and then I pull the weight
Every time.
Every single time. I'm
Every
like,
time.
Left behind that we can use to identify the body.
actually, I guess I'm just lucky.
What? For real? If you're lying, you'll die a cruel and unusual death.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, an unusual death. This I gotta see.
What?
Okay.
Haven't you seen enough of that?
Hey,
She's just being stupid. Ignore them, Makoto. Tell us what you're talking about.
The key to figuring out who it was is the tattoo on the back of her hand.
Oh, yeah. The design's pretty strange. strange, huh? Is this a dog? Her master must have made her get it to be like.
Serious?
Shut up.
Really? That humiliating?
Glad you like that.
Very good.
That's not it. The identity of the victim is hidden within that tattoo.
Oh, really?
Who could it
Back
be?
to the other information.
Huh?
Is the
I got it! The Fenrir Mercenary Corps. That's the name of the military group Mukuro Ikusaba belonged to.
Okay, so...
To show that they're a member of the team, each soldier that joins the squad would get a tattoo representing Fenrir somewhere on their body.
Fenrir?
What is it?
the image that represents
You have
Fenrir
to spell
is.
it now. No? Yes. Spell wolf. Can you do it? Can
Oh,
you
this
figure
is-
out what this 4-letter word is? Oh, you failed.
It'll come back.
No.
Wolf.
You did it.
Now I understand.
You spelled wolf.
Cat. K-A-T. I'm out of here.
The representation of Fenrir is a wolf.
Fenrir, the wolf of Ragnarok. It's from Norse mythology. A huge world-ending wolf beast.
Thank you.
He's the child of the trickster god Loki, and a female giant.
Man, after all this
See,
time,
why
we
couldn't you
finally
just
got a
spell
Why couldn't you be that?
Fairy all-star.
Why couldn't that be your character?
A wolf tattoo. And that means
Exactly.
Ah.
The body we found had a tattoo of a wolf. Which means
Uh-huh.
that person
Uh-huh.
must have once belonged to Fenrir.
Uh-huh.
So it must have been Mukuro.
What?
What? That's
hold
crazy.
on. Isn't she the one that was behind this whole thing?
Well,
You sound surprised, but you're absolutely right. Yes, indeed. The trial this time is to solve the murder of Mukuro Ikusaba.
Are you saying the mastermind is dead? Now we have to have a cool-ass trial?
yes, of course.
No.
We're
It means we were wrong in thinking that Mukuro was the mastermind at all.
they're the 16th student. Never said they were the mastermind.
But I mean, being the ultimate despair seems like a pretty mastermindy title. to
But
me.
we never said she was.
Maybe we shouldn't have been thinking of her as the ultimate despair in the first place.
She's the ultimate.
After all, looking at her profile, I didn't see anything that would fit such a description. All it said was that she was the ultimate soldier. If I remember correctly, that other information came from Kyoko. That's what you told Makoto.
Kyoko, why you
right?
lying?
So that means Kyoko got it wrong?
And who was she? Who was Mukuro Ikusaba? She's
Who?
been gone this whole time, and when she finally turns up, she gets killed.
She might have been a waifu. We'll never know if she was an absolute snack.
Scene where an important character dies.
Sorry.
has a lot more detail.
So you're saying she wasn't an important character? Which would mean she was the same as us. Just another participant.
Then who's the real mastermind?
It must have been the Hope's Peak Academy headmaster after all.
No, the headmaster has nothing to do with it.
But how can we trust that? We already know your information about Mukuro was wrong.
My information was not wrong.
I lied.
Okay. We're in the middle of a trial right now. Figuring out who killed Mukuro is first and foremost. Please limit all future prattle, chatter, and chit-chat as much as possible.
Fine. Uncovering the identity of the mastermind will have to wait. But remember this. No matter what happens, we will find out who you really are. I stake my family name on it.
Well. Can't wait to see how this turns out. The fact that it's in yellow is important to
I
me.
have officially decided to completely ignore all such attempts at provocation. Now then, just so nobody's confused, let me state this one more time for the record. The reason we're having a class trial is because a murder among the students has taken place. Hammer that point straight into your big
What you're saying is that both the victim and the culprit are part of the student body?
Then, one of us killed Mukuro?
Wait, no! There's a chance that there's some mystery 17th person who's been hiding all along!
Nope. There are only 16 students in total that have been taking part in these events.
Seriously? Then, one of us killed Mukuro?
Who did it? Who's the killer this time?
Get a hold of yourself. We've already narrowed down the list of possible suspects.
Huh?
I'm sure you realize who I'm talking
It's
about.
Makoto?
Makoto? Who the evidence
Or
points
Kyoko.
to?
Wait, I'm Makoto.
Wait. No, it's not me, though.
I got it!
I got it! You've narrowed it down to Kyoko and me, right?
Why do you say that?
Allow me to explain. Just after nighttime last night, I went to the garden, so I can confirm that at that point, there was no dead body there. So, the murder must have taken place after I left the garden. However, Hiro, Toko, Hina, and I were in the gym the entire time.
The gym?
Yeah.
That's right. The
That's
four
an-
of us were there trying to dismantle Monokuma. The whole time we were very careful not to go anywhere alone. We even went to the bathroom in pairs. All of which is to say, the four of us all have alibis. The only ones without alibis.
Are me and Makoto. That's why you're able to narrow down the list of suspects.
Dun, dun, dun.
Exactly so.
So the only suspects now are me and Kyoko. Damn it, I can't let this stand. Somehow I have to clear my name.
I have something I'd like to say regarding the whole alibi thing.
Me?
Are you thinking of raising an objection?
No?
Well, before that, I just want to try and get a better idea of what time the murder took place. Doing that might reveal some kind of clue.
Because I was with you guys when the murder happened.
Whatever you want. Somebody go ahead and help him out.
Me and Byakuya can both confirm that the body wasn't in the garden at... Well, it was after nighttime for sure. I'd say it must have been around 10 o'clock. So the murder must have happened after 10 p.m.
Then I guess we can say the time frame for the murder was between then and when we found the body?
Mama?
Oh, but what time did we find the body?
The one who saw the body first was Toko, right? And she went to go get the pickaxe.
Yeah.
I got it!
9 o'clock.
The body must have been discovered at 9 a.m., since that's when Toko went to get the pickaxe.
But what time is it?
Well, we left the gym just before 9. This is probably 9 on the dot.
Go get the pickaxe in 1 minute.
Okie dokie.
He's right. It had to be around then.
So we can be totally sure the murder happened sometime between 10 at night
No.
and 9 in the morning.
For me, I was already asleep before nighttime hit, so I don't have an alibi after 10 o'clock.
Did anybody see Green?
But I'm sure I met up with everyone else before 9 this morning.
We ran into each other in the dining hall, right? That was around... Oh yeah! Right around 7:30. I remember checking right before I went in, so I'm totally sure about it.
Which means from 10 p.m. to 7:30 a.m., you don't have an alibi.
You don't have an alibi. Murder happened between 10 p.m. and 9 a.m. And I don't have an alibi from 10 p.m. till 7:30. Okay, then it looks like the game has begun. If I can't provide an alibi for that period, then I just have to prove the murder didn't happen during that time I don't have an alibi. Do that. Gotta make it clear when the body ended up in the garden. Sprinklers! Wow! I love knowing where things are going.
Yeah, sprinklers!
Sprinklers. Fragments near the dead body.
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night
Nope.
and 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yep, and Makoto doesn't have an alibi for most of that time.
Freaking
Yeah,
loser.
from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
That's more than enough time to commit murder, I should think. So Makoto, if you have any objections, now would be the time.
That big old 7:30 and the sprinklers gotta be it. I should be able to figure out.
We've established a time frame.
It took place
Blah, blah,
somewhere
blah, blah,
between
blah.
9 o'clock. Yep.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
Shoot! What? Uh-oh. How did that knock out so... Oh, never mind. I thought the stars
That-
were
yeah, that
for
was your-
slowing time
yeah.
down.
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between
Try that one, I
10
guess.
night
Place. You're not.
and 9
Or do I need to take one?
Yep. And Makoto doesn't have an alibi for most of that time.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
That's more than enough time to commit murder, I should think. So Makoto, if you have any objections, now would be the time.
Try hitting the first one with sprinklers.
Okay. The one that's like the murder happened between 10 o'clock?
Yeah. There's only
We've
two
established a
weak
time
points,
frame
so
for the murder.
Okay.
It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock
Okay.
there.
We had the right idea, but it was
Yeah,
just...
just
I was thinking of sprinklers and 7:30 more as a match rather than a...
Yeah,
ref-
yeah.
Anywhere
Rebuttal.
near 10 o'clock. It had to have taken place way later.
You're wrong!
And what makes you say that?
Don't say that to me.
Because
dare
of
you.
the sprinklers in the garden. The sprinklers are set to go off right at 7:30 every morning, right? So if the body had been in the garden before 7:30, then it should have been completely soaked.
Oh, hold on. I remember this part perfectly. The body was wet. Dripping wet, in fact.
Nuh-uh.
Sorry, Toko, but you're wrong.
No.
I'm wrong? How? Are you saying only the mouth down south was wet? How dare you spew such...
Nobody said that, Toko!
No, I'm saying that the body was wet, but not because of the sprinklers.
That's a fun sprite.
What do you mean? By denying the sprinkler, are you trying to deny my entire existence?
Man, you're totally wacko.
Can you calm down?
Can we all?
You really think it wasn't the sprinkler? You'd better tell us why!
Well, okay, here I go.
Yeah. Was sprinklers. Certain evidence, and that should do. Should make it fit.
First, play a rhythm game.
Oh dang it! It's triangle and square, right?
I think it's X and square. X and triangle. There you go.
I hate you! No! You don't know anything! That's enough! Hold on! Are you trying to blame me? I'm right about this! I admit nothing! I hate you! No! I don't know anything! That's enough! Hold on! Are you trying to blame me? I'm right about this!
Keep going. You gotta find your rhythm again.
Nothing. Hold on. I'm right about this.
Oops.
It's fine.
It's fine. It doesn't care. I finally figured this game out.
Wasn't the sprinkler?
This should prove it.
I think previously the reason I was having so much problem with it was because I was trying to look at when stuff showed up rather than just hitting the rhythm.
Yeah, just
Just
you
like-
don't have to just.
I was like, I have to lock in before I can hit the rhythm thing. It was completely dry before it blew up.
Was wet, yes, but the bottom half was completely dry.
Freaking idiot.
You fool.
You dumb.
You buffoon.
Sprinklers
You
got the body
stupid.
wet. Shouldn't the whole body have been wet?
So they only got the top wet? The bottom was completely dry? What a brutal maniac! I'm so sick of her.
Me too.
Let's just move on.
Yeah, stop
The
saying
reason
nasty
only
stuff.
the top half was wet was because while the body was still on fire, I doused it with water. But only the part on fire, the top half.
Oh, then I guess the sprinklers really didn't do it.
Stupid.
So if the
yeah.
sprinklers didn't get the body wet, then the murder must have taken place
Between 7:30 and 9.
sometime after the sprinklers turned on at 7:30 in the morning.
And I was with you guys.
Means she must have been killed sometime between then and when the body was discovered at 9.
But Makoto's alibi was only missing from 10 o'clock back last night. The 7:30 this
So
morning.
it's not you. So that means, uh-oh. Uh-oh, Kyoko.
Makoto could have done it. I guess you had an alibi after all. Good for you.
Good job.
In which case, the only one left without an alibi is Kyoko.
Kyoko's the only one without an alibi. Which would mean that her... No, I refuse to believe it. Kyoko murdered someone? That's...
I'd just like to say one thing. If you vote for me and I die here, the mystery of this school will stay hidden forever.
I'm trying so hard to not make references. Because I don't know how well...
Throwing.
Which is why I can't let that happen.
Huh?
So are you saying you're not the culprit?
Of course I'm not. I have no reason to kill anyone. This is a trap the mastermind has laid for us.
A trap?
We're this far into the game, and now you decide to blame me? Stop wasting time! Stop wasting energy! You really think your little trick is gonna work?
Shut up, you!
You got it, boss! Shutting up now!
Anyway, Kyoko, you actually did have a reason to kill her.
Huh?
She thought Mukuro was the ultimate despair. In other words, the mastermind behind everything. So she killed her to try and put a stop to all this. Isn't that right, Kyoko?
Is it?
But you made one catastrophic mistake. Mukuro wasn't the mastermind at all. And as a result, we were forced into another trial. Something I'm sure you weren't at all expecting.
So, that was her motive?
If she had a motive and no alibi, well then, I think it's pretty clear Kyoko's gotta be the culprit.
I'm not the only one without an alibi. Makoto's explanation is still insufficient.
He's wrong. Did I accidentally stab somebody? I can't believe she's turning on me.
The sprinklers didn't get the body wet, but that doesn't mean the murder happened when he said it did.
I cannot believe. After...
Now it's you versus Kyoko.
Oh,
Can you beat Kyoko?
oh man.
Can you do it?
What are you talking about? Why are you...
Because you see, there is a way the body could have avoided getting wet.
Interesting. I'm listening.
There's a tarp.
There's always a tarp.
All it would take is covering the body with a certain something to keep it from getting wet.
There's always a tarp.
A chicken!
It's a chicken.
I got it!
The chicken did it.
The
The chicken did it.
The tarp, aren't you?
There's a druid among us.
You catch on quick. You're right. All you'd have to do is cover the body with the tarp, and that'd take care of the water. In fact, that's exactly what the killer did.
Oh.
The dirt pattern on the tarp can attest to that. Only one side of the tarp got dirty, because that's the side that got covered in water. The side that faced down over the body, meanwhile, kept perfectly clean. This proves that the killer used the tarp to keep the body from getting soaked.
Does it, Kyoko? Are you sure?
But why would they go to all that effort just to keep the body from getting wet?
Most likely so they could cloud the issue of when the murder actually took place. In other words, to create an excuse exactly like the one Makoto just gave us.
Kyoko! Kyoko! Why would you say that? That hurts my feelings. Why would she want to make me look like the killer? No, I can't think about that right now. That tarp. If it was used the way Kyoko said, the tarp must have touched the body. Why isn't there any blood? But the body.
Wait, something's not right.
Kyoko. Uh-oh.
And what might that be?
I can't worry about Kyoko's motivations. If I don't do something, everyone's gonna think I'm the killer. I have to refute what Kyoko said. Yes! Alright! No more holding my hand! What, 4 explosion? Yeah, okay.
By covering the body with the tarp, the killer prevented it from getting wet.
So So the reason the tarp was only dirty on one side is because the sprinkler got that side wet.
But the underside of the tarp, it was totally spotless, right?
I thought I was gonna have to refute myself.
Refute myself.
Protected from the water. Since it was facing down toward the body, of course it didn't get dirty.
No.
Got it in one. Let's go.
Actually, one side being clean is pretty strange if you think about it.
That's kind of weird. That's suspicious.
Because the blood wasn't dry before the body got blown up, right? Byakuya said it himself. Not to touch it, or you might get some on you. If you put a tarp on a body in that state, it absolutely would have gotten blood on it.
Well, maybe the culprit washed it, so nobody would know they'd used it.
If they had, they would have washed both sides. Just washing the one side wouldn't hide anything.
Oh, yeah, true.
Oh yeah, dude.
More than that, what if the very blood we saw on the body was meant as a kind of camouflage?
Thought about that too. The blood was camouflage?
What if, after the killer used the tarp to avoid the sprinklers, they then covered the body in blood that didn't belong to the victim?
You mean someone else's blood? Where would they
We
get
already
something
know.
like that?
We've been new. There's blood in the
I
medical
know.
bay.
They could have grabbed some of the blood packs from the nurse's office.
Can you hey, Miss Kiwi? Stop.
That's what Hifumi did, right? When he pretended to be dead?
No, that's not what happened this time. The killer got the blood from right there in the garden.
The chicken! No! Not the chicken! No!
I had forgotten about the chicken, and I was like, when the chicken showed up, I was like, what was the chicken?
Chicken blood?
What? And like, I figured it out earlier, and I was like, oh, I remember the chicken now.
Chicken. Could it have been chicken blood?
What? Chicken blood?
When I checked the chicken coop before the murder, there were 5 chickens. But after the murder, there were only 4.
So, you're saying someone killed a chicken and then covered the body with its blood? Man, that's messed up.
Killing a living thing just to do something like that is awful. They should have at least eaten it.
Eat the raw chicken.
Look, all I'm saying is if I was gonna, if I was gonna kill somebody, it wouldn't make any sense not to at least use the meat.
Yeah, I would at least eat them.
Pry on the seed aside.
I wonder if the killer had to get the blood from the scene so they wouldn't be spotted walking around. Anyway, there's no denying that a chicken went missing, which provides a basis for my theory.
Perhaps, but even so, there's one thing that still doesn't make sense. You said the culprit used the tarp to avoid the water and then covered the body in blood, right? But if that's the case, then the blood should have soaked into the ground around the body. But that's not what we saw. Only the victim's clothing had blood on it. The ground was completely clean.
I have to agree, that certainly is strange.
What about the duct tape?
Maybe they didn't apply the blood at the scene. Maybe they covered the coat in blood beforehand.
I thought about that too.
They covered
Already- Are you
beforehand?
gonna do that? Guess what? I already did that.
When you discovered the body, was it wearing the coat like you normally would?
No, I said this.
I think so.
No,
No,
Makoto. It wasn't.
Wait, no.
No.
The head was through the neck hole, but the arms weren't in the sleeves.
Then that settles it.
Sorry, I'm having a tough time keeping up. What settles what?
Here's what happened. The murder took place before the sprinklers went off. But the body didn't get wet because the killer covered it with the tarp. Then, later, at the same time the killer was gathering up the tarp, they pulled the coat over the body, the coat they'd already covered in blood. This series of cover-ups was meant to disguise the actual time the murder occurred. They wanted us to think the murder happened sometime after the sprinklers had gone off, at 7:30.
If that's actually what took place, it certainly becomes possible that the murder happened earlier.
But to pull all that off, wouldn't they have had to go back to the garden after the sprinklers turned off?
That actually wouldn't have been all that difficult.
Huh?
They already had the coat ready, so they just had to grab the tarp and pull the coat over the body.
But the thing is, I have an alibi after 7:30.
They'd be done in no time.
Maybe, but still.
Hina, after you met up with Makoto in the dining hall, did you two stay together from that
No.
point on?
She didn't.
Oh no. I headed off to the gym, and Makoto didn't show up till later.
Oh, come on.
Then he had plenty of time to spare, wouldn't you say?
That's not.
Nuh-uh.
No.
Don't bother saying it's not possible.
Refute me.
I must admit, Kyoko's reasoning is sound. Makoto's alibi is inadequate.
The suspicion falls back on me again. But why? Why is Kyoko trying to entrap me? Get better. Get stronger. Come on.
You can do it.
Refute it. Figure it out. Figure out that I'm the murderer. Do it. Come on, Makoto. Pull the trigger.
Oh.
Disguised dead body has been added to the truth bullets section of your handbook.
Well then,
Things
looks
are
like
tense.
we're back to square one. Makoto's alibi is no good, so once again, our suspects are him and Kyoko.
For serious, man? Which one of them did it?
All right, whoever is the killer, raise your hand.
Hey, why don't we let luck decide? Let's flip a coin. 50-50 odds.
You're so stupid.
Okay.
See? Pretty good idea, right?
No, not that. I just remembered something super serious.
Well, don't just stand there. Out with it.
You know that knife we found all black and burnt?
That was Makoto's.
Makoto had it.
We gave that knife to Makoto.
One we found stuck in the body before it exploded, right? According to the Monokuma file, the knife went all the way through, from front to back. So, what about it?
I'm pretty sure I'd seen that knife somewhere before.
I recognize that knife.
That's what I thought when I first saw it. I just remembered.
More important, now that we have this knife, what are we gonna do with it?
Can't let Toko keep it. But I don't know what she might do.
I don't want it. So what do we do? Why don't you hang on to it, Makoto? I knew it.
It's the knife we gave to Makoto?
Why'd you give it to me? Shouldn't have given it to me, because I got murdered.
You don't seem surprised. You must have noticed earlier.
Yeah, I noticed it was missing.
Yeah,
Then why did you hide that fact?
it's not that I hid it. It's just.
I woke up, noticed it was gone, and then immediately was like, hey, we took Monokuma apart. I was like, whoa, that's crazy.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance.
I couldn't be sure of what exactly happened last night. I thought maybe I really did kill her.
Suspicious. Very suspicious indeed. The knife we found stuck in the body came from Makoto. Now I'm totally convinced he did it. 12,000% convinced.
That's a lot.
Considering everything up until now, I should be able to make it clear. I have to prove that I did murder everyone. I'm not the killer. Oh gosh!
Do it.
What?
Prove it.
Prove it
With your words.
Explosion body and now fragment. Okay, so we just gotta listen. This is gonna take a while.
Lodged in the dead body. It's the same one we gave to Makoto. It really is, isn't it? I was afraid of that.
If he did have that knife before, then that seals it. Makoto did it.
Just because I had the knife once, that automatically makes me the killer?
Well, getting stabbed is what killed her, right?
I got cocky.
Yeah, you
Shoot!
try again. And
Patience.
yeah,
Okay.
it's
The
fine.
knife we found lodged in. It's the same one. It really is, isn't it?
If he did have that,
That seals it.
Just because I have that automatic.
Well, getting stabbed is what killed her, so there's no question. You took that knife of yours and killed her with
Why
it.
is it sideways?
Horrible man you are.
You know.
Fragments near the dead body. Ooh, okay. Dead body.
I think that might have been the right weak point, but not the right
Disguised.
not
okay.
the right bullet. I don't know.
The knife was thrust through the coat into the body. Okay.
The knife we found lodged in the dead body.
I think it's probably the first.
It's the
That
same
one.
one.
Disguised dead body.
Yeah, that's probably it.
It really is, isn't it? I was afraid of that.
If he did have that knife,
So you think it's the
that seals it. Makoto
This one
did
here
it.
with yeah.
Just because I
be.
had the knife once,
you killed her with a
that
knife?
automatically makes me the killer?
Well, getting stabbed is what killed her.
That's not true. Okay, yeah. Because
She did. That's not what killed her.
yeah,
Or
suffered a
Wait,
blow to the
hold
head.
on. The stab wound isn't what killed Mukuro. That should be clear from the description of the cover-up we just heard.
Lies! We never talked about what killed her.
No, don't you remember? The killer covered the dead body with the tarp, and then put the bloody coat on it, right? In other words, the victim never wore that blood-stained coat until after they were dead.
Okay, fine. So what?
So, when we discovered the body, the knife had been thrust through the coat along with the body.
Yep.
Meaning, if she wasn't stabbed until the coat was put on, and she was already dead at that point,
Yep.
obviously the stab wound isn't what killed her.
Maybe you stabbed her twice. Once to kill her and once to cover it up.
No, there's no way that's possible. The exact condition of the body was written down for everyone to see. Monokuma file! Bam! I've got the facts.
The Monokuma file clearly states that there was only one stab wound.
Oh yeah, it sure did. Totally forgot about that.
I'm stupid.
So the knife.
Was just another piece of camouflage set up by the true killer.
Blunt force trauma! I don't know why I say
Probably
that.
stabbed her to draw
You know.
attention away from what actually killed her.
Ah!
Exploding the body afterward was probably meant to do the same thing. The explosion severely damaged the body, making it impossible to know what really killed her. It was all the killer's attempt to destroy all evidence of their crime.
So they wanted us to notice the stab wound and then detonated the body afterward. They meant for us to latch onto the knife as the cause of death, then destroy any evidence proving otherwise.
Oh, hey, I have a question. It kind of goes back to the beginning, but what's the deal with that explosion anyway? Why'd the body just blow up all of a sudden like that?
If you bothered to put that lump of gray matter between your ears to use, you'd know the answer.
Well, if you're so smart, just tell me.
I'll tell you. I bet some unknown quantum particle caused an atomic level spontaneous combustion.
Yes.
Might be dumb, but even I'm not dumb enough to believe that.
Yikes.
Go ahead, Makoto. Tell her or we won't make any headway on this.
Oh, now he's saying, go ahead.
You tell them.
Where's the bomb?
You don't have the bomb. You have that.
I got it!
Okay.
After the explosion, we found a tiny fragment of something on the ground near the body, right? That fragment reveals the cause of the explosion.
You know, I feel like I've seen something like it somewhere before.
That's only natural. Because, of course, we saw the same thing when we dismantled Monokuma.
I guess.
Yeah,
It's part
right
of a
here.
bomb.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. For some reason, because the piece wasn't like, didn't look like it looked like a piece of like concrete and
Yeah,
not a piece of bomb.
it looked. Yeah.
Oh, then the explosion was because of the Monokuma bomb.
Anyway, the culprit's motive is becoming more and more obvious by the minute. They wanted the knife wound to look like the fatal injury so that we'd suspect Makoto. And the only one who would benefit from that
Is Kyoko. We're back
is
to
the
Kyoko.
only other possible suspect. You, Kyoko.
We're gonna go back and forth.
Hold on a second, Byakuya.
What's the problem?
Well, I just feel like we need to think this through. We still don't know what actually killed the victim.
That's true. It's definitely bugging me. What really killed her?
Fine. I have no problem with that. Let us continue the debate. It won't change the facts of the case regardless.
We need to determine what ultimately killed the victim. I need to concentrate.
Think.
Okay.
When it only gives you the Monokuma file, I can only assume that means you're gonna have to steal something.
Then shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
The explosion didn't kill her for sure. Yes.
Well, yeah. She was already totally dead when that happened.
And it wasn't because of the knife, right? And then there's only one other thing.
Oh, yeah. According to the Monokuma file, that's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
And more than that, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire body.
Is it taking the, Well, no, because that would be the correct thing. The knife was a cover-up, and all those other wounds on her body weren't fresh. Which only leaves... Did the explosion kill her? No. It's the blunt force, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so does that mean I take the...
I think you take blunt force to killing, or make,
Let's listen.
Then shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
The explosion
probably-
didn't
Okay, so
kill her.
grab blunt force and put it on fatal injury?
I think so.
Okay. And I hold down triangle to get
Yeah,
that,
hold
right?
triangle.
And then there's only one other thing.
Oh, yeah. That's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
And more than that, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire
Countless
body.
wounds, blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
Okay.
Then shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined.
There you go.
There you
No, it's wrong.
go. No.
Well, I mean,
You're wrong about that. We
The
know.
girl died because of the blow to the back of the head she suffered.
What about the wounds all over the rest of her body? They didn't have anything to
She's
do
a
with it?
soldier, dude.
The Monokuma file makes it clear that those weren't fresh wounds.
Oh yeah, good point. If they were old, I guess they don't really matter.
Okay,
It's-
then we're safe in assuming the blow to the back of her head is what killed her.
But then, what was the murder weapon? The Monokuma file says she was hit with a blunt object, about as thick as a metal pipe.
Oh, I bet it was the pickaxe.
No.
How
no.
is that even possible? If you hit someone with that, it'd cave their skull in
It was the
completely.
chicken.
Well, maybe they held it the other way and hit her with the handle.
No way! The balance would be all off. You wouldn't be able to swing it with any kind of power. I wouldn't mind testing it on you if you want.
No thanks. I bet you just hit me with the metal end and call it an accident.
I'd love to scoop out that nasty brain of yours, throw it on the ground, and spit on it.
I feel the same way. Looks like we're on the same page.
I also want to kill you.
Seriously?
Can y'all chill?
We want to figure out what killed her, right? It just so happens we already know.
We already know? I knew.
So what was it?
I won't let her.
Go ahead and tell them, Makoto. Surely you've deduced the real murder weapon?
Oh.
Go ahead. Don't you know? Can you figure it out?
Chicken.
Chicken.
No? I don't know, dude. Wait, what is... Killing game. Blah blah blah.
It's what it wasn't Monokuma. They could actually.
I don't know, James.
Don't know.
What blood?
Come on,
force-
Byakuya just set you up, and you're just gonna be like.
I mean, my only thought is the arrows. I mean, they're heavy.
What's your problem with the arrows?
Well, I would imagine that they wouldn't be for whacking. They would be for stabbing.
Well, that's true.
But they are titanium.
Uh huh.
There's 10 of them. I don't know. I guess so.
Maybe.
I got it.
Okay. I just didn't. I was
Hiro
like,
was hit in the back of the head with something, and that's what killed him.
Yes.
And that something was the titanium arrow we found in the locker in the dojo.
okay, yeah.
He's very confident.
Arrow. That's what the culprit attacked Mukuro with?
Indeed. There's no doubt about it.
Are you sure? That sounds kind of weird. Hey! How dare you back? I'm not back-talking anything. I'm just saying what I think.
Don't blame Hina for downing it, because there's one more thing about that weapon. One more secret. Ah!
Oh,
Bloody duct tape. Wood block key. Okay.
The titanium arrow. It was in the dojo locker, right? I have no doubt that was the murder weapon.
Are you sure?
You don't sound convinced. What's the problem?
Well, because in the Monokuma file, it said the weapon must have been about as thick as a metal pipe, right? It seems like an arrow would just be too thin.
Talking back to Master.
Shut up.
You have no right.
Is it the duct tape?
what? How could it be the duct tape?
Wrap it around?
Mhm.
Use it to...
Oh,
Use
one arrow small, but many arrow big.
The titanium arrow.
It was in the dojo, I have no doubt.
Are you sure?
You don't sound...
Well, because it said the weapon must have been... It seems like an arrow would just be too...
No, it's wrong.
Arrow together strong.
You're right. Just the one arrow would have been too weak. That's why the killer used another weapon.
Another weapon?
Inside the dojo locker, we also found a balled up wad of duct tape.
Did Kyoko kill this girl? Did Kyoko do a big
The
murder?
killer probably uses duct tape to bind multiple arrows together.
Or is this another case of Byakuya guiding me around, making me think that he's the killer?
Bundling
But
them
this time,
together
actually,
using the duct
no.
tape would easily create a single weapon as thick as a pipe. And that's exactly what the killer did.
It's similar to Aesop's fable about the bundle of sticks.
Oh.
Again, why can't you just be...
This is
One
nice.
stick is weak. We put them together, and they become strong. It's meant to teach cooperation.
Damn, that's harsh.
How is it harsh? Were you even listening?
Anyway, that explains the murder weapon. As for who the culprit is that stashed the weapon in the dojo locker, it was you, Kyoko.
I've never been to the dojo.
Incorrect!
Never.
Fucking lie, ma'am!
Never.
We looked at cherry blossoms, ma'am!
Oh no, you absolutely have.
I saw on cams.
How can you say that without context?
It's so hard to avoid.
It's hard!